Welcome along to your instant match reaction following Tottenham Hotspur 5, Southampton 2 at Wembley. I'm with Clive, and before we go into the catalogue of errors that have cost us the game today, I'll start with the lineup. It's 4 changes to the team after Pellegrino's lottery. It's Forster in goal, Stevens, Yoshida, Hoot, Target. It's the same back 4 from Huddersfield. Into midfield, it's Romeu, Redmond, Lemina, Højbjerg and Boufal, and Shane Long up top. Clive, no Van Dijk in the squad again. You do the maths. I think it's quite easy to understand this one. I think he's played his last game for Saints, and I'm happy for this all to be over.
Yeah, I think we've known for a few weeks that Virgil's on his way. It's all that really matters is that Saints get the best price for him. And, of course, what is questionable is whether the manager will still be here after that performance today. Really, I just thought it was a clueless performance tactically. You've got Eriksen there who floats about midfield. Yeah, Wembley is a big place to pick people up, but he had the freedom of the park. We had 3 holding midfield players there, and Eriksen just had the freedom of the park, especially first half. Could pick his passes, could do what he wanted. Really, he's very dangerous from the edge of the box, shooting himself. He can unlock defences. Yes, he is a great player.
Yeah, you say Eriksen had the freedom of the park, but the first 2 goals, it's really poor defending. Harry Kane breaks a record. Højbjerg gets away with it. It's a fair call from the referee not to give a penalty. It's on the edge of the box rather than in the penalty box. Eriksen had a couple of options on the free kick. He could have laid it across the edge. There were a couple of men unmarked, but he whips it across 6-yard box. Harry Kane is free header. Romeu's the man that's meant to be marking him, and he never attempted to get goal side and never attempted to get off the ground. It's basic errors that's cost us that first goal.
Watching the game on TV, you do get the benefit of seeing perhaps the bigger picture. And I said to my brother, looking at the free kick before they'd even taken it, obviously Forster's lining up, maybe expecting a shot. He's gone guarding the near post, but the far post just looks so exposed. And, you know, Romeu, he knows there's a guy beyond him at the far post. So he's almost stuck between the two. But what do you do? If you know that, you call somebody in. You get somebody to cover you. And he just didn't. He just didn't talk. Fraser, you know, maybe Fraser should be talking. We talk about not having a leader. Clearly, there's not a leader out there. There's not a leader out there. And it's just basic defensive organisation. If Harry Kane gets a header off and scores from there, you know, when someone's challenged him, you hold your hands up, you say, fair enough, it's a good header. But he didn't even have to work for it, that goal. He didn't even have to work for it. Nor the second one came because, again, Eriksen had all that space in midfield to do what he wanted. We had 3 holding midfield players. Why wasn't one of those holding midfield players point on Eriksen? I mean, I'm at a reasonable level of football knowledge, but these guys are supposed to be professionals. What's going on with our football club? You know, it really is basic. I saw a throw-in being taken second half, and once again, a midfield player, not even marking, just standing there and letting the Tottenham player into 20, 30 yards of space. It just is basics, and it has to come, unfortunately, from the top. I don't think they're playing for the manager. I don't think there's a leader in the team. We're desperately missing Van Dijk's influence. When he was here and he was playing for us, he was immense. And any club would miss that. We're clearly missing the fullbacks. The fullbacks are crucial to our game. They bring all the fluidity when we move forward. They join the moves up. We're missing that so badly. It's not a lot. Yeah, that's an excuse. We haven't got those guys at the moment. But there's a lot more wrong than that. There's a lot more wrong than that. And his team spirit, his togetherness, his players looking round at each other. I'm afraid I just can't see any way back for Pellegrino right now.
Saints are chasing shadows for most of this game. It's passive. You say, you know, there's no team spirit. We've given Son far too much space on that right-hand side for that second goal. Kane again taps it in, and you could build a feature-length film on the catalogue of basic errors that has gone wrong this season.
Yeah, and there were clearly so many errors in that game. My goodness, where do you start? I think unfortunately you've got to start with the boss, and the boss has to go. And it has to happen quickly because we haven't really got an awful lot of time. Yeah, people might say, oh, you've got half a season, but realistically,
Can you see us getting anything at Old Trafford with that formation? You know, you hope for a bit of spirit, you hope for a bit of togetherness, but it just doesn't appear right now. And I think decisions have to be made very quickly. Clearly, Van Dijk's on his way. Clearly, there are deficiencies in the team. Even if we were pulling together, that would have been a tough game today. Fair enough. But to go there and surrender like that was embarrassing. I feel really sorry for the lads that have gone up there and supported them, taking their time out of their holiday time. You know, no public transport, getting up there now and getting home in the rain and the cold. They'll always do it. I know our away fans are very, very loyal, but I really, really feel for them today because they haven't. Okay, we've had the 2 consolation goals. We could have got maybe 2 or 3 more. Who knows? But Tottenham could have ended up with 10. That's how bad it was.
Could have been a cricket score. I mean, I think it was a little bit encouraging in that second half when Lamina hits the bar. We come out in the second half really going for it, but within 2 or 3 minutes after that, it's 4-0. Ali curls it in, it goes in the far post. Son makes it 4. It's the killer blow. I can't see Saints rising to that. We pick up a consolation. It says Sofiane Boufal, a pile driver that beats Lloris on his near post.
And Dusan gets that one right at the death, or near to the end. But it's irrelevant. You felt that if we'd scored the other 2 goals, Tottenham would have gone on and got 7. So and we've got to play Tottenham in less than a month. So it's important that the things that are going to improve Saints are put in place right away so that we can go into the new year with a bit of fight in our bellies, with a new mental attitude. Okay, you're not going to be able to change the personnel straight away. That's going to take time, and it's difficult. Whoever comes in is going to have a hell of a job on their hands. But it needs to happen now, Freddie. It needs to happen, mate, because I can only see this going one way. You cannot see that team coming out in the second half of the season and getting the necessary points to escape relegation.
And if Bournemouth and West Brom pick up points between now and when we play Crystal Palace in the second, we could really be in 18th position inside that bottom 3 zone.
You never want to be relying on other teams. You want to do the job yourself. And I know there's a good team in there. I know, but we've really got to change things around. We've really got to change things, and we've got to change things right now.
I think the only positives that we can take from today, the consolations, but clutching at straws there. But I think the bottom line is, mate, Saints lack identity, and we've discussed this over the few times over the past few weeks, and it was a catalogue of errors, basic defending, and Saturday it's difficult to see any positives to go up there to Old Trafford. As we've said, we could be in a relegation by the 2nd of January. But Clive, thanks for joining me. Thanks for taking time out your holiday family time as well, and leave us your comments in below. What do you think of Saints thrashing up at Wembley? But leave your likes, comments and subscribe for more.